It's ESP.
Most powerful practitioner of psychokinesis and telepathy in the world.
The Eryn Spencer podcast, your home base away from mother base for the outdated references, political humdrum, social commentary, vintage and not so vintage nostalgia that you crave.
Would you rather have a lifetime of regret or an afternoon of mild disappointment?
And of course, that weeb-ish. So without further ado,
Just do it!
let's get this shoe puff luncheon.
3, 2, 1, and we're officially live with ESP 018. Welcome back, Brooke Johnson,
Thank you for having me.
Gamer Girl Edition. So you're a big hit with the guests.
Am I?
Yeah, I think a lot of people just liked us talking about games and not getting too political or anything. Although it is election night, officially, for the midterms 2018. Did you vote already?
To be honest, I didn't. And
Okay. You're still gonna have time after.
Well, I got up early this morning and planned on going out. And I looked at the ballot questions. I looked at,
The voter referendum book.
Exactly. And I felt really, really lost on a lot of things. For the most part, I understood what was being voted for, but I didn't really understand how it was trickling down. And the Rhode Island questions were...
Oh, that's right. You're in Rhode Island.
Yeah, I know.
I just said that weird. Rhode Island.
And I saw my
Okay.
mom lives in Mass, and was posting all the vote yes, vote no on
So
on
for,
such and such, and
before anyone gives Brooke any grief, she does live in Rhode Island, and there's no transgender ballot initiative in Rhode Island,
Yep.
as far as I know.
I forgot honestly that I lived in Rhode Island for a minute because I was gonna thinking
Go back
about
to your
what I was
old
gonna
polling
vote on.
place.
Yeah, and once I went over everything, I was like, I think it's when you don't really know what you're voting for.
Right.
I think that can also be damaging to go out and vote and say, oh yeah, I voted, but I have no idea what I voted for.
Right, so I have not seen the voter referendum for Rhode Island. I don't even know if Jordan, our official political liaison, I guess.
Yeah.
I don't even know if she's seen the book for Rhode Island because we've been so centered on Massachusetts with Yes on 3. Question 1, there was a lot of discussion and thought that went into question 1. Question 2 was money out of politics, which I think that's a no-brainer.
Right.
So I was like, yeah, of course. Because that's always been a problem in our society for as long as history has existed, or at least the history of the United States.
Yeah.
So one thing that we were talking about, kind of just jumping right into it, that's a little quick recap. It's officially election night. Go out and vote if you have not done so already. Cast your vote. Obviously, think you're a Democratic liberal supporter.
I am.
In general? Okay, all right. Yeah,
Just to throw that out there,
There's a
support
huge
the
trans
Democratic.
flag behind you.
Yeah.
Okay, so I was just making sure. So that's good. So last week was our official political update, and today, because this video is not going to be released until next Tuesday, so by the time this video is released, it will have been 1 week since the election.
Right.
So we're just going to get right back into it. There's major topics to cover. We have to go over BlizzCon. Fallout 76 is coming out this month. September and October, aka Broketober, was a huge month for gaming. Black Ops, the new Black Ops came out. Call of Duty Black Ops, which I have not played yet. Have you gotten a chance to play it?
I haven't played it. I did watch a lot of gameplay feed, and I watched a couple of review videos just from random YouTubers.
So it's Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I don't know if it was a preview or a review in the latest Game Informer because I just kind of speed skimmed through it.
Yeah.
But my brother does have it, and he was saying that it's amazing. It's not like the greatest game he's ever played because it's Call of Duty Black Ops 4. But he said it was good, and I don't really play Call of Duty either, so.
And I think that was what I got from it was that it was better than the last one, but it wasn't anything spectacular, but it's still really good.
So Spider-Man 2 is supposed to be one of the greatest games of all time. That came out of left field.
Oh my God,
My brother also has Spider-Man 2. I did watch some extended gameplay of that, and wow. And I did watch also gamer videos on YouTube. A lot of the major YouTubers, Angry Joe, I watched his review. It looks incredible. There's a lot of different Spidey suits. Tons of different Spidey suits.
Yep.
Customization is just limitless.
Yep. And
Have you played it?
I haven't. I played.
Me neither, though.
I played the old games.
Did you play Spider-Man 2 for PS?
I played the first and the second, and me and my brothers were obsessed with that game series. Oh my god, we just loved it. We loved
It's always been
all the
one of the
combo
good ones.
moves and the spidey senses to counterattack. Like we loved that whole thing, and to see that the new Spider-Man is being so well received, I'm super excited for it.
Pretty sure it got. I think everyone that reviewed it, I think, gave it a 9.
Yeah, I watched the one that
It's
I
been
watched. It was
mostly
a 10 out of 10.
Oh, awesome!
But
Yeah, 9s or 10s.
I mean, obviously, it's based on people's opinions, so that is what it is. But
oh yeah, this is also awkward positioning because like I'm always kicking my guest under the table.
we're playing footsies.
Yes.
You know?
Oh yeah. So my brother is really the one that does most of the big time gaming. He does most of like the AAA games. So he's been up there playing Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yes.
He's been up there playing Spider-Man, and he's been up there playing Call of Duty Black Ops 4. I can kind of so he lives in the upstairs apartment. I'm in the downstairs, and every time I'm in the kitchen, I can always hear him playing. I'm like, all right, what game is he playing now? I can listen, and if it's a lot of machine guns, I'm like, all right, Black Ops 4.
Based on
I can
his
hear the-
feedback.
Yeah,
you
if
can
I
be like,
can
is he
hear the-
enjoying it, or
So
is
his
he
favorite,
screaming and yelling? Or?
well, his favorite is Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yeah.
He said it's one of the greatest games that he's ever played. Again,
Yep.
so I'm kind of relying on my brother for these first 3 topics because I'm really not that into Call of Duty. Never really was, to be completely honest with you. Not really into superhero games at all, and I just don't like the Wild West setting.
Yep.
So those were 3 games right off the rip that I know were going to be good, that were well received almost unanimously. But I just really don't have any desire to play any of them, to be completely honest with you.
I'm just
How about you?
I work so much.
That too.
So when I have downtime, I just play like I think the last time we talked, I told you that I just pick up Battlefield and Fallout 4 whenever I have free time.
Yes.
And that's still been the case. Like whenever I get home and I'm like, oh, I want to play some games. I don't want to play anything new. I just I just like to be able to go online and shoot some guys or go and build some settlements in
Right.
Fallout 4. But
Low pace.
seeing
Or at your own pace, I should say,
Yeah.
not low pace, because
Yeah.
it's fast-paced gaming, but it's low stakes, is what I meant to say.
Yeah.
So speaking of Battlefield, actually, I'm going to come back to Battlefield 5 because we're going to watch a trailer for that.
okay,
But
I have things to say about Battlefield 5 too.
okay, so Valkyria Chronicles 4, we were talking about that before. So that's a game I actually have played. It's one of my I just absolutely fell in love. Another game that's almost been unanimously received. Game Informer gave it a 9. Angry Joe, their rapid fire reviews, gave it a 9 as well. And wow, just it's basically, I was explaining to Brooke before the show started that it's basically anime World War II. That's the joke. It's anime World War II, but it's a video game board game. So there is absolutely, it's really relaxing because you can really take your time.
It's all strategy,
Yeah,
right? So you
it's
can
completely
you can
strategy
really
based.
think about what your next move is going
Yeah.
to be. Yeah.
You can take, I mean, it's not really realistic, but it's anime World War II. It's
Well,
not supposed to be realistic.
and
You
I-
can take 10 minutes to make your next move in this World War II
Yeah.
campaign.
I was, me and Eryn were talking before, and I've never even heard of it. When she sent me a message like, "Oh, we're going to talk about this during the show," and I was like, "What the heck is that?"
One of our
game?"
mentions, yeah.
So I,
It's a JRPG.
yeah. Well,
That's why.
I started watching, some gameplay, and it looks like such a fun game. It's just, it looks almost kiddish.
It's fun,
It looks
yeah.
like a little kid game, but you have all these, shooter aspects and strategy aspects, and you kind of got to work. Like I was
It's like
watching
3 games in one.
I was because you have all these like classes and factions, right?
Yes,
There's like a grenadier
yep.
and
Grenadier, Engineer, Scout, Stormtrooper, which is basically your assault class. I think it's a Stormtrooper. Assault. Correct me if I'm wrong. I can't remember the exact name of the class. I think it's Stormtrooper.
yeah. I'm not entirely. I think there's 6 different classes, but based on the class that you have and then the class that your enemy has, you really have to plan out what
Yeah.
your moves are going to be because they might have a leg up on you based on their class. So
And
you
there's
know,
that fog of war aspect where you don't necessarily know what the enemy units are until you get close enough to spot them. And there's a stealth aspect too.
yeah.
If you move slowly, the enemy, I think this is how it works. If this is not an actual mechanic, I'm sure I'm going to hear about it, but it seems like if I move slower, that it's harder for the enemy to spot me. So I think that there's some mechanic in there because there's no indicator that says, oh, you're moving fast, you're exposed. I know that there's something to do with the lines because if you spot an enemy, you get this like line that comes on your screen, and it's like
Like how
an
far,
arc.
yeah.
And the lines are different colors. So I don't know if movement affects that line, but it seems like if I'm moving slower, even if I'm standing up, that it's harder for the enemies to spot me versus if I'm just like running willy-nilly into
Yeah.
Wow, I'm like 80 years old. Willy nilly. Using phrases that my grandmother used to say all the
Yeah.
time. No. It's a lot of fun. It's basically like a full-size board game.
And
that
I
you can
was
play
also, all the characters have backstories too.
Yes,
which
yes.
is interesting.
And certain characters interact better with others than other characters. So like
yeah,
you can look
some
and you
people
can see,
get along, and where others are kind of like,
yeah,
rub
and
each
you
other
can
the
see
wrong
like
way.
like Nico hates this person,
Yeah.
or this person hates
Such and such.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aladdin. There's a character. There's a sniper named Aladdin, and one of his and each character has a negative trait, and Aladdin's trait is called shiny head, and and if you
I got a case of shiny head.
if you look at the description, it says Aladdin's shaved head makes him easier to spot,
Oh my, you're kidding me.
and it occasionally might glisten in the sunlight, revealing his position.
So you can't use him for stealth then.
Yeah, which is funny because he's a sniper.
That's so funny.
Kai.
Just wear a hat.
Yeah. Kai is, I think, everyone's favorite, and that's, I believe, Kai is the female sniper. But she has the classic butt graphics that Anita Sarkeesian, my queen Anita, always talks about. That's not really. So the camera is kind of like I feel like the camera's a little bit more centered, and she has this really tight, and it's. I mean, she should be wearing these bracers on the side of her hips, but there's this like carved out spot on the back of her coat, so you can see her butt.
There's just the glutes are just.
Well, it's not like it's not her bare butt. It's actually
It's
like
through the clothing,
pants,
but yeah.
they're like super tight.
Yeah.
And it's clearly meant to be a little bit of fan service.
Of course. I mean, I think even in Battlefield a little bit.
Oh, is it real?
I think so, yeah.
So Battlefield 5, have you gotten a chance to play it yet? I think I'm just gonna get it from Redbox because it's a lot of money to drop on
Yeah.
an FPS, but I do really want to play Battlefield 5.
Now, I love Battlefield 1. That's the only. I was always into Call of Duty until I started playing Battlefield, and then I never really picked it back
Correction
up
from
again.
the last episode. By Battlefield 1, you mean the World War 1?
Yes,
Okay.
yes. Not the very
Right.
the one.
I thought you were talking about Battlefield 1942,
No.
the one that came out in like 2002.
No, not
Okay.
that one. The last one that
Okay.
came out. Yeah, so I love that one, and I was really, really excited to see the trailer for 5. And I think they came out with 2 alphas and recently another or a beta recently. So there was 3 different like releases for people to
And then there's the
have a
map
chance.
trailer that we're going to go over.
Yeah.
So have you actually, because I haven't played it, have you gotten a chance to see anyone play it or to play it at all? or-
I've seen a lot
Okay.
of gameplay, yeah, and
That one I do want to actually play.
yeah, just from what I've seen and from what I've heard, people are not really digging it.
Well, there was that whole thing about the social justice warrior and everything, and people were
That's
boycotting
not-
the game.
That's not even what I mean as far as that goes. Though people will get upset over anything these days, and
Well, I think, that's the thing, though, is that there was actually like this campaign and this on a lot of forums to actually boycott this game because of the female soldiers.
yeah, I'm reading
And
it
that
right
makes
now
me
on
want
my-
to
on my
play the
notes, yeah.
game even more.
Yeah, yeah, and I'm actually reading my notes here right now that that people are saying that it's forced diversity in the game.
And that is absolutely why I'm going to give
Yep,
them my money.
yeah. And I get
Yes,
that
please.
people are like, oh,
And yeah.
it's the forced fictional character. People are trying to force the. It's like, so don't play as the girl. Like, just
Yeah. Well, like Angry Joe said, and it's really funny because Angry Joe got a lot of flack for this, and he was like, "Why, people? Really?
Yep.
Why?" Because he said, this was his quote. He said that if Battlefield is not a realistic game anyway, if you want to play a realistic World War II game, to play a game called Postscriptum.
Right.
And that's all he said about it. And he said, just stop with the other controversy because it's just give the game itself a chance. Like,
Yeah.
go play Postscriptum if you're going to be like that about the game.
Well, yeah, it's like, do you think that guys are running from windows, jumping out of windows and helicopters and running nonstop, and you know what I
It's-
mean? That's not realistic
It's
in
their
itself.
power
so.
fantasy.
Yeah.
It's their secret power fantasy.
It's being threatened right now.
I just like that we're represented, even if it's just as like a side character.
Yeah.
And for a game like that, for a World War II shooter, I think that's pretty cool. And again, if you want to play a realistic game, play Postscriptum. Don't play Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
Where you're like action rolling up top of a window, and then single hit and then like picking up an MG42 and sliding down a hill, you know?
Exactly. One thing that I did...
Shooting planes out of the sky with a pistol.
Yeah, exactly. One thing that I did see, though, that people were kind of like, not mad, but it was a noticeable thing. I was watching one YouTuber who said that he was playing the beta. He was fighting. He was on like a German team, and he said he killed somebody, and the features of it was a female character, and her features were clearly Asian. And it was just for him. He was like, an Asian person doesn't even belong in that part of the war that we were playing, and like that battle that we were playing. And that's what I said. I'm like, who cares?
That just goes back to it.
Yeah, and
the whole point of this game was unrealistic character creation and representation. Go play Postscriptum. Like, what is wrong with these gamers?
Like,
what is wrong with these people?
I don't know what they expect. Like, I understand that some people want it to be historically accurate, but it's a video game.
It is a video game.
Yep.
And wow, we're gonna get a lot of crap for that one.
Whatever. Go cry about it.
Oh, I know. I'm gonna have to link you to Anita Sarkeesian's videos. She disabled the biggest troll of all was her disabling the comments on her YouTube videos.
She's like,
and she just
no.
keeps pumping them out. She just keeps churning out those YouTube videos, which is awesome. Feminist frequency. But yeah, it's supposed to be a fun game, and we can create and customize our own characters now. We can have people of color, we can have women.
Yeah, I saw that too.
It's just supposed to be fun. Like, relax. Come on, go play Postscriptum.
Yep. If you want, or go watch the History Channel.
So yeah, exactly right. Turn on the History Channel.
If you love history that much.
Yeah. So Angry Joe was commenting on it, and he said, you know what? He said, I said this about Battlefield 5, and the internet just mercilessly lashed out at me. And it was funny because he put up some pictures on his YouTube video, and somebody had taken his photo and drawn like a pink faux hawk, and then a pink faux hawk with like blue rimmed glasses, and then like photoshopped a bottle of soy milk next to him. And he was like, come on, guys, really? Like, really?
What are you gonna do? You know, what do you? You just can't. You can't please everybody. You know.
So
another thing. One more thing to mention was you said the customization. So I guess
which is really cool. So
I guess in the last Battlefield, you could kind of differentiate between all the different like the Germans wore gray, other people wore like khaki. You were able to differentiate,
right.
Whereas in this one, everyone kind of has the same basic suit, if you will.
Okay.
And
then you
they're pretty
customize
much it's not really like they're not forcing you to, but they want people to customize their looks. They want people to be their own individual, in this game.
Yeah.
And I was reading some things that people think that it's kind of going to be more of a PUBG kind of community at this point, where people are going to just be try to be more outrageous looking, and I'm all for that. Yeah, like I want to see some like
first high five of our show.
Yeah,
Boom.
exactly. Come on,
let's do it. So yeah, so
all for it.
Yeah, so I want to play that game specifically for that reason. But how is the game? Like we don't hear about the gameplay. Battlefield has always had good gameplay, so I don't see why just because there's diversity that this game would suddenly suck for no.
Yeah,
I mean,
I'm just gonna throw this out here for right now. All of the betas that have come out, I've heard have been very, very choppy, which is to be expected with a beta. Yeah. They're still going to work out bugs, but Battlefield I heard is really choppy. Fallout 6 is really laggy and slow. All the ones that aren't actually out yet still have a lot to be fixed. Yeah, I guess.
There's too many Fallouts. But speaking of Fallout 76, the new one, we're going to watch the live-action trailer, which came out, I don't know, but it's relatively recent.
Yeah.
So then we're going to obviously do the picture-in-picture again. So the Fallout 76 official live-action trailer, and the release date for Fallout is November 14th. Yeah. So it's coming up. So you wanted to play, I wanted to play, our friend Brock wanted to play.
So I was really, really excited when I first saw the trailer for this, and not so much anymore since I've seen gameplay for the beta. Yeah. I mean, don't get me wrong. I understand that with this type of game, you can't have like NPCs and you can't have a storyline.
It's going to be
per
interesting,
se.
to
But
say the least.
It looks very.
Well,
It looks lonely. It just looks like.
Well, I mean, they're opening up a can of worms with this for sure.
It's something that they haven't done, so I think I applaud them for trying something new.
Well,
and
trying something new can backfire.
exactly, yeah.
As
And I've
in
just
the
been-
case of Diablo Immortal, which we're going to get to. But while we're on the topic, I'm going to give,
Diablo.
so trigger warning, Diablo Immortal. So let's just watch the Battlefield 5 maps trailer.
Sure.
And it's going to e-sign in, so tell me your thoughts about, tell me more about the betas while I do this.
So, let me just reference my notes here. So
Reference the notes.
like I said, there are some cool aspects that you haven't seen before in Fallout. For instance, like when instead of a storyline now, you are pretty much going and finding audio logs and notes everywhere that are saying, hey, my son's missing, or hey, I need to find this item, blah, blah, blah. But you never actually interact with any NPCs.
You just find notes?
You just find notes and you hear, you find audio logs so you can hear people talk, but the only interactions
this
you
is gonna be
have
tough.
is either with actual other players or just enemy, like NPCs, like that non-speaking.
If it's between Battlefield 5 and Fallout 76, which one do you think you would get?
Oof. I don't know. At this point, I really don't know. I want to wait a little bit. From what I've seen, I'm glad I didn't pre-order anything. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah.
I do want to wait a couple of weeks, see what the feedback is once the actual game is out and people have gotten a chance to feel it out a little bit.
Well, I mean, I'm kind of leaning towards Battlefield 5 just because I play World of Warcraft, and that's kind of a big RPG commitment, even though it's an MMORPG. It's still so. I think introducing Fallout. So I was talking to my guild on my Discord, on our guild Discord about this, and I think everyone was kind of in agreement that Fallout 76, based on the beta data that you were just talking about. So I'm really glad that you brought that up. Based on the beta data, that's fun to say. Beta data.
We're rhyming on
right.
this show.
Oh, I know. So based on that, I think everyone was saying that they're just gonna wait for, whatever to come out next.
Yeah.
I am gonna get Assassin's Creed Odyssey on Black Friday.
I
because-
really need to get it.
Well, I think everyone should. So I went to GameStop and I was going to pre-order it, and the guy said, "Do you shop on Black Friday?" And I said, "Yeah." And he said, "Insider tip: wait till Black Friday because it is going to be 20 or $30.
No way.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey on
At
Black
GameStop?
Friday. Yep. At
Oh,
GameStop.
thank you for that
Yeah.
tidbit.
And
That's
that is
what I'm doing
so we're a
Black
nonprofit.
Friday.
That's not a plug for GameStop. That's just where we're buying our games. Like, we have to say that we do not support GameStop.
No
in any way.
affiliation with-
There's no affiliation, but that is where we buy our games.
Yeah.
We don't buy our games at Walmart. We buy our games at GameStop. So again, that is not a promotion for GameStop. That's just where we're going. And the gentleman inside of the GameStop told me that they were having a Black Friday sale. So that's why I haven't already been playing it. I'm just explaining to our fans, our 41 actually, why I haven't actually played Assassin's Creed Odyssey yet with the female Spartan thing and everything. And that's kind of standing at about 8.5 out of 10.
Yeah.
Kind of unanimously
I've heard
right
very,
now.
very good things
Yeah,
about it.
Solid.
Now, I think I had mentioned last show, I played a little bit of the Black Flag, and I wasn't crazy into it.
Skull and Bones is coming out. That's going to be hype.
I've heard I've heard good things about that too.
Do they have a beta for that?
I don't know. I have no idea. I haven't seen. I've only ever because Odyssey just came out a couple of weeks ago, so
Okay, so
I've
let's-
seen a lot about that.
I'm gonna turn this on in the background. This is the Battlefield 5 official launch maps trailer.
Let's watch this.
So, I mean, I think if you and I played Battlefield 5, that would be pretty cool.
Yeah.
So.
And I think I'd be leaning towards Battlefield more than Fallout because
Yeah, me too. I mean, yeah,
just because one of the things that I
it's
heard
casual too.
with the beta too is that when you first start out in the vault, if other people are playing at the same time as you see them, and a lot of the people do the same quests right from the get-go, so you're just bumping into people the whole time. So I think I'd want to wait just a little bit, kind of let other people really dive in there first so I can get a chance to do quests on my own.
Yeah, and anything, it's just I feel like there's going to be so many, and it's a huge, huge commitment.
Yeah.
Whereas Battlefield 5, you and I could each create our own outrageous
Yep.
customizable character. You know, I'll have like a pink flower in my hair or something
Yeah.
like that,
Yeah, I'm all
with like an
about it.
orange vest, and we'll just go into the Twisted Steel Bridge in France.
Just like bright neon colors.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, look, and they have some leaves, some foliage camouflage on that rifle. And Battlefield is just fun. It's always fun. It's just like finding the vehicle, hopping in. But I'm really proud of Battlefield 5.
Yeah. I mean, even with all the negative
doing
things
what
that
they're
I've heard
Yeah.
from people, I still think it's going to be a really
some
solid
sniper
game.
action.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, Battlefield 5 is already out. So, came out. Oh, wait a minute. No.
I was
No,
going
no,
to say,
no.
I don't think it's out yet.
Oh,
Yeah,
I am
November 20th.
Wow, I thought it was already. Well, because I was seeing all these videos, that must be from the beta.
Well, because like I said, there's been
I thought it came out in October.
There was 2 alphas and
I was way
and
off,
one
yeah.
beta that's come out. So a lot of people have gotten a chance to play it. You know.
It must have been the beta announcement that I was looking at.
Yeah.
So okay, so November 20th. Okay, so that's actually perfect.
Yeah.
Then. So that makes me a little bit more excited.
Yeah.
For this because I just got really hyped. I got really hyped. So hopefully they'll make gameplay improvements.
I've
And
heard
then- Yes.
just stupid bug things here and there. A lot of people, I guess, have said that the vehicles are still really like the turrets on the tanks are really slow. Like just stupid complaints that are really more opinionated complaints than
right.
having anything to do with the game being bad. You know.
I mean, okay, so that bomber, I guess you can do a strafing run in the bombers, which is pretty cool. Obviously, the AA guns. I mean, yeah, I think if we're gonna discuss what games we're gonna play next as like a larger group of friends, I mean, I'm gonna vote for Battlefield 5.
Yeah.
But if you do play Fallout 76, let me know. It's just a huge commitment with what I also do with World of Warcraft.
Yeah,
So,
and
I mean, but these tanks.
Fallout's probably gonna because I'm still I haven't really even I just beat the story mode in Fallout 4.
Oh, it takes forever.
Yeah, so I mean I still am still exploring so much in Fallout 4. So I'll probably wait a little while on 76.
Okay,
I still
good.
don't know if
Yeah.
I'm
And this is going to be really accessible because you and I could just log on
Mm-hmm.
after work, and we could play for like an hour,
Yep.
and then we could both go do our own things.
Yep.
We're like, all right, cool.
that's what I'm all about.
Yeah. And there's our. Oh no, they replaced it. Oh, there she is.
Oh, there
okay.
she is,
Yeah.
yeah.
Our sassy.
Better
lady.
not, yeah.
Yeah.
Come
okay.
on.
So now, oh boy. So the biggest news from this past weekend, BlizzCon 2018.
Yes.
I did get the virtual ticket, and you can already see it in the recommendations right here. We logged into just our generic Gmail account, and right away, you know, the second that we start searching for video game content, Diablo Immortal comes up.
Yeah.
So okay, so the actual definition of a dumpster fire is probably
Is Diablo
is
Immortal?
probably Diablo Immortal. So, okay. So here's the actual cinematic trailer. So, and I'm telling you, I'm not playing it. I'm not playing it.
Did you enjoy Diablo
And I'm gonna
3?
tell you why. I did enjoy Diablo 3.
Yeah.
I didn't play the expansion. The
I didn't.
second expansion.
Oh no, I did.
The first one.
Did I? I think I played the expansion.
I know I played through the entirety of Diablo 3. So here's the okay, and I'm going to talk to Blizzard right now. Right now. You have a chance to make this right, okay? Blizzard, seriously. I'm not playing this game right now. I'm not.
Listen.
I'm not playing it. And I feel like a lot of people are in the same or are of the same mind as me. And I think you know that too, Blizzard. So here's my suggestion. Release it for, I'm going to spell it out for you, 2 letters, PC.
It's
Personal-
not on PC?
Personal computer. Oh, you didn't know.
Why would they do that?
You didn't know.
I mean, I don't really play PC, but both my brothers do, and I know it's huge among
Yeah.
the gaming community to have things available for PC, especially a game like Diablo.
Big surprise. Diablo Immortal,
That is
the
crazy.
game that's been in production for 6 years, that has some pretty great cinematic graphics right now, right?
Yep.
The game that's been in development for about 6 years It's mobile device only.
What?
Mobile
What?
device only. Oh, and you can also play it on the Switch. But not PlayStation, not Xbox, not PC, no laptops, no mods, no nothing.
I
Only
don't
available on
understand
mobile and iOS.
Why did they make a statement explaining why they decided to do that?
They're trying to bring in more people. And they said they're very excited to bring it to a mobile platform. But that they have no current plans at this time to release it on PC.
Well, let me say this about that. I will say I know a lot of people that play games on their phone.
Yeah, but not
like
Diablo.
Religiously. Not Diablo. You're right. You are right. But I can understand that I feel, people are trying to do new things nowadays. And
Yeah.
like Fallout doing
the Sorceress
online
is
thing
cool,
and
but-
now this, but I don't think it's going to be well received. Obviously, you're not.
Oh,
you're
no, it didn't. It wasn't.
Obviously not.
People actually booed.
Really?
People booed.
Oh, oh
about-
my gosh.
It sounded like it was a lot of people, too. It sounded like more than half the crowd was booing.
How would that even? I'm just trying to think of how I could play that on my phone. I mean,
a lot of people are already finding that it's not supported on their phones.
Yeah.
And even the cinematic trailer wasn't that great. But I mean, if it's coming out on PC, yeah. So if it comes out on PC, I'll play it.
right.
But you better make that either free to play or charge me no more than $10 because I think we deserve some an explanation,
Yeah.
and that would be a good explanation
So is it?
or a good fix. Yeah.
So is it like a full length game or is it just a, like I'm not understanding how it's going to be
so
on the phone and be like an actual.
I think that was. I think everyone had the same question. Oh, so here it is. Here is the red shirt guy. From-
Diablo red shirt
Yeah,
guy.
Diablo Immortal red shirt guy.
Let's see what this clown has to say. Oh, that was great.
Yeah, so this.
Is this an?
So yeah, they were
is
like
this
didn't
an
really know
out
how
of
to respond.
season April Fool's joke?
83,119 views. So listen, so if I just type in Diablo Immortal in the search bar, I'm gonna just read some of these titles for you, okay?
Okay.
The Diablo Immortal drama. Let's see. I gotta find some other because there's some really
The Diablo Immortal
catastrophe.
Catastrophe.
Okay.
Oh no.
Oh, there's Pepe the Frog, who we all know is you're a racist
Yeah.
uncle. So we're just gonna damage control engaged. Oh, here's one from one of the most popular YouTube content creators ever. Diablo 2 producer slams Blizzard for failing to foresee Diablo Immortal outrage. People reacts. Disaster.
Wow. Yeah.
This is why
I mean,
everyone hated Diablo Immortal. And listen, Blizzard. I will never say anything bad about World of Warcraft unless you do me really dirty. Okay, because I've been playing Warcraft since 1995. I walked down to Staples. I walked there, and I used all the money I had to pick up a PC copy of the original Warcraft Orcs and Humans, the strategy one. So, listen, I'm not
bashing.
right. I am.
We
but I'm
are,
not,
but yeah.
Because I really want that invite to BlizzCon. Okay, I really do. But listen, Blizzard. Okay, you gotta put it on the PC. You have to. You have to.
I mean, that's just. I feel like
I
that should
will
just
play
be
the
a
game.
given with
Yeah.
with most games. Is that, like, because I know there's obviously the battle between Xbox and PS4 these days, but I feel like PC's always been a neutral, like, just a given thing. Like PC, and then is it going to be PS4 or Xbox? You know. But especially a game like this that people traditionally play on PC. Like I said, both my brothers have always done. Have always played World of Warcraft and Diablo on PC. It's just very strange that they
It's really
would decide to
frustrating.
do that.
It's really frustrating. So again, the game looks okay. It looks good, but I will not play it. I will not play it until it's on PC. And by the time it gets there, it better be either free Like $10.
Well, I was just gonna say, how much
'Cause
is
this
it
is not okay.
to download on your phone?
Well, right now it's free to play
okay.
on the phone.
Okay.
But who's actually, you know what I mean?
Right.
I'm not playing it. And Blizzard, I love you, but come on.
Yeah.
Come
Well,
on.
I'll be the guinea pig because I'm interested. I want to see.
Okay, here we go.
I want to see
Here
if
we
it's
go,
worth
Bliz.
if it's worth it or if it's just like a flop, you know. And if it's
Yes.
free, then no harm, no foul. If it sucks.
Okay, so our very own Brooke Johnson from ESP is going to be the crash test dummy.
Yes. So
For-
we'll see. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
So that's
it's
the
gonna be
bad
interesting.
news. That's the
It'll be
bad news
interesting
from
either way.
BlizzCon. But I was able to see that unfold live with a virtual ticket, so that was cool. But yeah, no.
So that disaster was
right.
was cool to see.
So Brooke is going to play the game, try it out, and let us know. And we're going to get back to you the next. So I actually don't even know what the release date is. I think it's 2019. But also in 2019, we're going to have the release of the release of Warcraft 3 Reforged. So here's the official trailer for that. So this is going to be, I mentioned before. Oh, look, this is kind of funny. We're watching an advertisement for Warcraft 3 before the Warcraft 3 Reforged trailer.
Here's an
is
ad for this.
Here we go. Oops. Okay, I'm gonna cut that whole thing out because it started where I left off.
Oh, okay.
Okay, and go. I don't have a clicker, so we can use that as
Take two.
yes. Okay, I'm actually gonna cut that out. Okay, one more time. Ready? Go. Here we go. Okay. So this is the completely revamped cinematic trailer. So this is almost a shot-for-shot remake of the original trailer,
Okay.
but it's using updated graphics from 2016, 17, 18. Updated graphical engines.
Okay.
Graphics engines. So this is going to be cool because with the new graphics, it's going to get a lot of new people that never played Warcraft 3 really excited to immerse themselves in the lore and the story that is Warcraft because it's so rich.
I think
It really is.
Now, I had mentioned I've never played World of Warcraft.
Right.
Well, I did. I shouldn't say I never have. I have. I think I mined some gold for like an hour,
How do I mine for fish?
and then I was like, no, I don't want to mine anymore. So
Yeah.
I stopped playing. But obviously, there's
Right.
more to it than that. So
Well, this is
I'll have
just
to get into it.
Yeah, well, this is just so Warcraft 3 is a real-time strategy game, so it's the top-down, the bird's eye view, and you build structures, kind of like Civilization.
Okay.
You build structures, and you command your units, and the story plays out in front of your eyes as you build your units and fight other units and order your units to fight the enemy, destroy the enemy, capture objectives.
That's how the story starts to
Yes.
fall into place. Okay. You got to do stuff to know stuff.
Yeah. So this is going to be nice just because it's a total reforge of the original game. They didn't rebuild the entire thing from the ground up. They basically worked over what they had
Yeah.
because they wanted to keep it true to the original. They did add some context and alter a couple of things, but this is just going to be, that was a big, nice surprise.
Without even knowing anything about Warcraft, I think if you're going to do a remake of something, that's the way to do it, is to not really change the content, but to still tweak it enough where there's a noticeable difference and it's somewhat better, you know?
Right.
I was actually discussing, the concept of remakes the other day with my boyfriend and whether or not it should be something that people do. This has nothing to do with anything, but
I am really excited about the Final Fantasy remake. So I'm just gonna play this in the background for you. And I'm just gonna fast forward. This is not gonna be in the
Oh, I think it's
Okay.
just commentary.
40 minutes of commentary. Wow, never mind. Okay, so I was just going to show you the graphics update. But so if you there's a lot of side-by-sides that you can find that show you the original models and then
And
the new
how much
models.
more it's
and wow,
improved.
yes, what a difference.
Yeah.
So, I'm sorry, you were saying. I think you were
No,
saying.
I
your
mean,
boyfriend mentioned
I
something.
was just saying, like for instance, Warcraft 3, they're doing the new Resident Evil 2, stuff like that, where it's the same game but it's better, And if you're gonna do a remake, it should be like that. Whereas a lot of people kind of, freak out when there's remakes and it's not exactly the same. And I was going to say, did you see the new Sabrina that came out?
The new Sabrina?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, well, so apparently it's not a remake of the old show. It's an adaptation.
Sabrina the Teenage Witch?
The Teenage Witch,
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
So the new show is like much more dark, not like glitter coming out of the fingers like the old show. But it's not a remake of the old show. It's an adaptation of the comic series, the Archie comics.
Before the internet mercilessly attacks you, I think you meant to say darker, which is fine because I slip over my grammar all the time. These people are brutal though. No, I just wanted to defend you.
I only did one semester at BCC.
Because I slip up all the time, but like these grammar Nazis out there are like vicious.
I'm so sorry. I ruined your day, guys. Darker. Know, right? But no, people are up in arms like, oh, it's not like the old one. I refuse to watch it. Blah blah blah. And it's like, listen, do you want to watch the same exact thing? Go watch the old show if you want to watch the old show, And it goes hand in hand with people who don't want remakes. It's like, well, if you want a crappy version, if you want to play the crappy version of Resident Evil 2, play the old version. You don't have to play the new version, People just get upset over the silliest things these days.
Okay, so here it is. Here's what I was looking for. So this is going to give you a chance to see what the actual gameplay looks like.
So this is
yes,
the new one.
Yes. So when you buy the game for $29.99, this is the game you're going to be getting, and it's a real time, like I said, a real time strategy. So so you have the top down bird's eye view.
Okay.
And just like you said, you played Civilization was the one that you did play.
No.
Have you played any real time strategy games? Where you build your units and
I don't know.
StarCraft?
No, not really.
Like that? Okay, so you build these units. That's Jaina, my queen. There you go. So it's going to show you some of the old units and some of the new units. That's the Blade Master. Uther the Lightbringer, getting a totally new skin. Mal'Ganis, the Dreadlord, looking super badass. Totally remastered everything. So you build
feel like
those.
I have played some game like this, but I can't think of what. Basically, you build it up. Other people can attack you when you got to build up your forces. So, yeah, no, it looks.
Would that be something? So, that you might.
That's right
play?
up my alley. I love strategy games. I love.
Oh, there's more. Ooh. Oh, the Culling of Stratholme. That's right. Must be purged.
No.
Yeah. Right. So.
We got a Thanos in this game.
Oh my! Right. So Arthas. Okay, right there, who becomes the Lich King. Spoiler, but it's not like everybody doesn't already know that. So, unless you've never played,
which I haven't, but that's okay.
Sorry about that. That was a little bump for IGN. I guess that was the IGN trailer. So yeah, no, we definitely support IGN on this channel. So we already did a reaction on Battle for Azeroth, the initial Battle for Azeroth cinematic. So big news from World of Warcraft. So we can't have a BlizzCon video without going over something. And I know you don't play World of Warcraft, but I think without playing it, the Lost Honor cinematic wouldn't make sense. But
I watched it,
yeah.
And even without knowing anything, just I was telling you, I love cutscenes where it doesn't. It's out of context. You don't know what's really going on, but it pulls you in.
Right.
It pulled me right in, where he was like, why did you let me live? And I'm like, why did he let him live? I don't know. I want to know.
Right. But there's definitely a lot. Okay, here we go. So now we're gonna get into the Terror of Darkshore cinematic.
Oh wait, this is the other one.
Yes, this is the other one.
I was thinking of
the one with the orc and
I was thinking of Azeroth,
which was King Anduin and Sourfang, High Overlord Sourfang. So this one is my favorite one. So
this badass dark elf, right?
Right. Yeah. So that is a troll. That is a I believe it's a dark spirit troll. And Is that a dark spear or Zandalari? Because he's got blue skin. I'm gonna get mercilessly attacked for that. Yeah, it's either a dark spear or a Zandalari. I think it might be Zandalari because he's blue. So, and that's a blood elf, the woman, and then with the green skin, those are orcs. And the guy that came in the tents, he's an undead, Forsaken, and he's the commander of all of the Horde forces in the area. He's the second in command of the current war chief. His name is Nephanos. I think it's Blightcaller.
Okay.
I don't really play Horde, but okay, right. So a little bit, right. So that guy, again, he was an undead. He was the commander right now. This is like a patrol.
This is like a flashback of what happened.
This is a flashback of what happened. So these are all Horde soldiers. Bad faction right now.
Okay.
Because I mostly play Alliance.
Yeah.
So long live the king. So yes, this is one of the main Alliance
I
heroes.
didn't see that the first time.
You didn't?
No.
So that's druid form. So Malfurion Stormrage is a druid. So basically, a little recap of what happened. The Horde burned down the ancient home of the Night Elves.
So they're pissed.
Yes.
So
And
they're
is
mad.
her is Sylvanas, who is the current war chief of the Horde.
Okay.
She's the commander of the Forsaken and the war chief of the Horde. But basically, the Horde, under Sylvanas' orders, burned down the ancient home of the Night Elves, and Malfurion, that you just saw was a Night Elf. Burned down the ancient home of the Night Elves. It's called Teldrassil, right? The Great Tree, with all of the women and children still inside of it.
Oh wow.
So that's right.
So naturally, they're mad.
Yes.
Is that and this is who the owl goes to, right?
These are the Night Elves.
Okay.
Who are now all lining up outside the woods of the main encampment.
And they want revenge.
Yes.
Revenge.
Shut up, Nathanos. That was
Yeah,
forced.
that looks interesting too. I love cutscenes. I love dramatic cutscenes. I'm all for it.
That for the Horde was totally forced fan service. But yeah, so Sylvanas, who I used to like a lot. I really did. I used to play Horde. And well, I've always played both factions. I've always played Horde and Alliance, kind of dabbled in both, but with this recent expansion, like I can't abide by that, you know? So if High Overlord Sourfang, the orc that Anduin lets out of jail, right? He releases him from the Stormwind Stockades.
Yeah.
If Sourfang becomes the new war chief and brings the Horde back to a place of honor and back to how it was when like when we played in Warcraft 1, 2, and 3, and then when we played WoW Classic, Burning Crusade, Wrath of the Lich King. If Sourfang becomes the new war chief, yeah, I will continue to play both factions to get the story, but right now, I cannot abide by that. And it's going to be hard for me to even play Horde anyway, because the Horde players still went through with helping Sylvanas and burning down the tree.
Well, I mean, and again,
That's the tree in the background. See, that's the burned out husk of the tree, and
that's the remains.
There's probably thousands of corpses of families in there, like burned out corpses and husks and everything.
Well,
and
I mean, just based from the trailer that you sent me, I think they're kind of implying that he is going to become the new chief, because even the guy was, he was like,
the new war chief for sure.
Tell me why you didn't kill me, and he was like, oh, I think that you're going to be the one to defeat her.
Yeah.
And he's like, well, I can't do it alone. And I was like, oh yeah, they're teaming up. All right.
Okay, all right. So again, Brooke does not play World of Warcraft. Okay, so she's coming in completely blind to all this.
Yep.
So cut her some slack, please. Again, like
I'm new. I'm new to all this.
No, I mean just because like there's some people on the internet that are just brutal.
I know.
Vicious. So I'm
like,
trying to get
sorry
ahead of
I
it.
work a lot. Okay.
Yeah. Well, no. Well, hashtag in before, right?
Yeah.
Hashtag in before all the haters is what we're trying to do. So, yeah, I mean, let's just watch it anyway, because and then that will be it. Did you have any other game that you wanted to cover? Because I think we did a recap of October, a sort of a preview of November, and then obviously BlizzCon.
Yeah.
So I know you didn't do the virtual ticket, but I'm kind of just discussing BlizzCon with you, because we're the gamer girls. This is our.
I know. I like it.
Yes.
I like being a gamer girl.
We're the LGBTQIA friendly gamer girls.
It's so funny when I work with some guys that are super into Assassin's Creed right now, and they'll be talking gameplay, and I'll just lean over and I'll be like, yeah, so blah 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 blah, and they're like, whoa, but you're a girl.
Oh, I know. Well, that's the Battlefield 5 thing again, right?
Yeah.
Girls can't play
Yeah.
video games.
They can't play them and they can't be in them.
For as much as that demographic of gamers bashes like snowflakes and safe spaces, like they're
and I mean,
they feel like we're invading their safe
Yeah.
space. It's kind of ironic.
And
I feel
I-
like
I
that's the sense.
I feel like for the most part,
that's the vibe I'm getting.
people are pretty accepting.
Yes,
you know,
yes.
but
there
there
are a lot
are-
of good people in games.
Yeah, but there are a lot of nasty people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. No, but seriously, we need more like genuinely decent people in video games. This is supposed to be a community where this is supposed to be an inclusive community. And Blizzard, thank you Blizzard, another shout out. Blizzard officially came out in one of their panels and said that gaming, especially Blizzard games, are supposed to be inclusive games. And they said that we're not going to use the word toxicity because that's kind of a loaded word, but Blizzard officially came out in support of inclusive gaming. So that is big. I have to like strategically position my hands. So thank you Blizzard for that. Though, seriously, because that is big. Even saying that you're working daily, every day, to try and weed out players who are problematic to the gaming community,
making it fun for
right?
everyone else.
To taking from the experience of gaming, and that without using any buzzwords, 100% they said that gaming is supposed to be inclusive, and that Blizzard gaming would always be inclusive, and that there was no place for exclusion or bullying
Yeah,
on Blizzard games, at least.
that's awesome.
So that is cool.
Yeah, that's really
So
cool.
that being said, there are a lot of decent people in the gaming community, right? I think there's just like politics today. There's a split, just like American politics. There are gamers who are just not okay with any type of diversity or representation, and who go out of their way to bash people who think otherwise, even if it's just not super aggressive like us. I think we're just very, very casual and
Yeah.
very reasonable about
Yeah.
it. They go out of their way to bash anyone who might think that inclusion and diversity in the gaming is the way to go, which
Yeah.
obviously it is the
It
way to
is,
go.
yes.
But then there's a lot of other people who are gamers who are just decent people, and please be one of the people that is just a good person,
Yeah.
that's a decent person. So
It's not hard.
yeah. So
Don't be a
last-
jerk.
Yeah, last video of the night, Lost Honor, and that'll be a wrap for ESP 018, and that'll be full BlizzCon coverage.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that's Stormwind.
Definitely excited.
That's-
I definitely want to get into it and start seeing what all the hype is about, for sure.
Oh, don't ask me to talk to you about World of Warcraft because I can do it for like 8 hours, maybe 16 hours. So this is Stormwind's city and Stormwind Harbor,
Okay.
and he's talking about fighting, and that's the battle for Azeroth. That's the other type. No.
Yeah.
Which is
Saying
basically a faction
that it's
war.
kind of
yeah.
just he's saying that there's no real point to it, that it's just fighting at this point.
Right.
People are dying. He's not into that.
Because that's the kind of king that Anduin is. He doesn't
Right.
want to see people die or get hurt. But he's not okay with what the Horde has been doing, with the path that Sylvanas is leading the Horde down.
Right. I was gonna say under direction of
And-
of this evil chick.
Neither is Sourfang. And this is very special to me because if they can make a drastic change and bring the Horde back to a place where it was supposed to be an inclusive agent of change for the outcasts, but also an honorable bastion of I don't know. It's
They made them the bad guys,
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of thing. Yeah.
big time.
Yeah.
Big time.
Oh, they're big orcs and they have big teeth.
Well,
they're
it's-
the bad guys.
It's the undead too,
Yeah.
which is I mean Sylvanas was the leader of the Forsaken. Now she's the war chief. But, no, he's right. So have other people. Like a lot of people are really passionate about this particular game
Yeah.
just because the story is so rich and so deep. Yeah, he wants the old Horde back. Because right now it's just I mean you cannot mass execute civilians, families, women and children. You
You just can't do that.
And I'm sure there were a few sentinels in there, but I mean, and this war has been going on forever, this faction war, at various levels of intensity. But still, like, that is some major escalation.
Yeah.
And an escalation total war goes back to Nazi Germany, World War II, when Joseph Goebbels and Goebbels, whatever his name was, and Hitler together advocated for total war. Total war against civilians, everything.
Against anyone, yeah.
This is basically what Sylvanas is doing.
Yeah.
And yes, my degree is in history, so thank you.
She watches the History Channel.
Yes. So that's very special to me because and you know what? Sylvanas was one of my favorite characters.
Yeah.
And a strong female character, not anymore.
Yeah.
Not anymore. That's not okay.
I was gonna say, do you think that was like a power?
Jane is my queen now.
Yeah.
Some people thought old god influence, but some people thought that no, this is just she only cares about her people, the Forsaken, the undead that have regained their I don't want to say personality, the essence of their awareness.
Yeah.
They're undead who regain their awareness, their personalities, everything like that. So
Interesting.
that's always been one of the playable races, but now they've always been causing trouble for the Horde, and I have a Forsaken character, and I loved Sylvanas, and then she burned down.
Yep.
No,
I'm
and
one of
like-
those people.
And my character is on a role-playing server where people get really into their stories and they make backstories, and like I don't even want to play her anymore.
Yeah.
I don't want to play that character anymore.
So you
It's not
can't
okay.
change though? Can you?
You want to drop $30?
Yeah. Damn. So you
I know.
once you commit, you're committed. That's
Unless you roll a new character,
Unless-
which
unless you
well,
want to
no,
pay
well, I have,
money.
well, I have my max level, well, not max geared, but close to max geared human paladin that fights for the Alliance. Her name is Valeria, which is a little. I'm so surprised that I was able to get that name
Yeah.
because Valyrian Steel from Game of Thrones.
Yeah. Yep.
And then my other main, right? Do you watch anime? You do.
Oh,
Do you watch Fairy Tail?
No, I don't.
Okay.
So.
I just race changed, so I had a lore master in the making, so somebody that's done basically all the quests, all the content. They were only level 90, but I hadn't played them since like 2011 before I transitioned and everything. So I came back just recently, dropped $25 to appearance change, so I changed formerly Tikas now to Urza, who is one of the biggest, strongest female characters, one of the most important characters in Fairy Tail.
Okay.
One of the strongest women in the whole anime. And I was like, that's another name I'm surprised. So I'm getting really lucky with these
So
female
that was
characters.
a little nod to a powerful female
Yes.
character from another.
But I mean, but I have Valyria, who is also, I mean, it's Valyrian Steel, but it's also, that was one of the, I think, again, correct me if I'm wrong with the Game of Thrones lore, but I believe that Valyria was one of the ancient dragon riders of House Targaryen. And we'll confirm that next time.
Sure.
So, right. So Valyria, and then Urza, like literally, and I did the AE, but that's what everyone does, like for the old English. So, but it's plain as day, Urza. You can clearly see it's supposed to be Urza, and I was like, wow. Okay.
Yeah.
So I guess I'm supposed to be playing Alliance.
Yeah,
So,
there you
yeah, and Anduin is my husbando.
Oh
So
yeah.
he's
Your
18
little, your
now.
little love interest.
He's 18 or 19 now. Stop it. He's growing into peach fuzz.
He's getting there.
He's getting there. And then of course there's the furries with the Worgen who are getting new female models. So yeah, furries. I do not play a
Oh
Worgen.
gosh.
I play a high femme night elf and kind of femme butch because I feel like I'm kind of femme butch myself because I have like a lot of jeans and leather jackets.
Yeah.
and that's kind of like
You're not super, girly
yeah.
girl.
So there's butch in the middle, and then there's this high femme, there's like light femme, and then there's like femme butch, and then there's futch, which is I think is in the middle, and then true butch, and then it goes
There's
down to
futch.
the yeah. No.
That's such a funny word
And
to
then
me.
it goes back to so I'm like femme butch because I only have two dresses. I had another one but it ripped because I got sick of it, so I was like, whatever, I just ripped the whole thing in half.
Yeah.
And it was a Star Wars dress, right? So I was like, so I'm like, whatever, I'm awkward in dresses, and so yeah, boots and Vans and jeans and like this is like my work attire. this is not like my my regular everyday attire. So
You look so professional too. I said that to her when I first saw her. She's wearing a blazer right now, and I was like, "Oh, hey."
little nod to Lieutenant Kristen Ortega from Altered Carbon on Netflix, which is good. I really like that. But so, episode 018. All right,
Yeah.
I'm really excited about this episode.
Yeah,
came out
this
great.
was fun.
Oh, and we have Sailor Mars pop figures.
Yeah, so
Do you collect pop figures?
I don't. My brother got me a Sookie Stackhouse one.
Oh, that's
Wait,
awesome.
like when True Blood was at its
Sookie.
peak. Sookie.
Okay. Pig. Call Brock. Call Brock because his favorite line from that whole show was, "I know that pig."
We'll have to talk True Blood.
There's a phone right there. I don't know how it works, but we should get Brock just on the phone,
Yeah.
just to do his.
We'll phone a friend.
Right. Hey Brock, can you do that impression of that character from True Blood?
Pig.
Yeah, he was really good at it too. Know that pig. Oh, True Blood. I watched like most of the first season with one of my work partners on the ambulance, and it was pretty cool. But
Did you
never
watch?
got
You
very
didn't watch
far.
the series? No.
No,
Oh
just,
God, I
just
was
the most of the first season.
I was obsessed with that show.
It's
I
okay.
still am.
That's basically all I know. So yeah, we're kind of just ranting now. So
Yeah, sorry about that.
So what did you want to add?
Ranting.
Anything else at the end?
No, I mean just yeah. I'll when am I downloading Diablo Immortal? I will play Diablo
Yes.
Immortal.
You're gonna be our crash test dummy for Diablo
Yes,
Immortal.
I'll give you feedback. My total, honest, unbiased feedback.
I just don't like that it's on mobile.
Yeah, we'll
And it's
see.
gonna be-
I don't play games on my phone, so I have no idea what to expect.
Do you even have a phone?
Yeah, it's right here.
No,
I swear.
that was actually a direct reference to BlizzCon
Oh.
because when people so someone asked if it was going to be mobile only or if it was getting a PC port. The Diablo representative said no, it's just going to be mobile, and then that's when everybody started booing.
Yeah.
And the booing intensified, and this guy literally got in front of. I mean, we didn't get in front of the mic. He had a headset.
Mm-hmm.
This guy literally like put his hands up and went, "You ready for this?"
I don't know. Go ahead.
This representative from Blizzard put his hands up and said, "Do you guys not have phones?"
No, we. No,
And everybody was like,
that's the point.
"Really?
That is the point of our outrage right there.
Really, dude?" So I had this has been some
Oh,
really
man.
funny memes about that. I thought I had one on my phone, but
Well, like I said, we'll see. Well, maybe it'll be good.
so if
Who
you hear
knows?
someone say, "Do you guys not have phones?" That's what that's from. So
Noted. I like to be in the loop. I like
Alright.
to know what's going on.
ESP 018. I think that's a wrap.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thank you for
my
having
lovely
me.
unicorns. Yeah, always a pleasure to have Brooke Johnson on. What do you wanna pump it up? Outro music.
Let's do.
I want candy.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
All
By
right.
Bow Wow. Bow Wow
Oh,
Wow.
jeez. All right, ESP 018. That's a wrap. We're just getting too silly now. Have a good night, my lovely unicorns. Go vote. Oh, it's gonna be a week, but
Yeah.
thank you for voting if you did. Okay. Mwah, mwah, mwah. I don't want to smudge my makeup because I haven't put powder.
I
on
know,
yet.
same. I have to go to work right after
Alright.
this, so
Oh,
I'm
do
like,
you? Oh, okay. 018. We out.
bye guys.